This right here is our insert puller. Now what this is basically used for is, as you have your control on here, right, and you have your stem, and if we have a stem that is bad, we described before how this can stick right here, our rubber flange can get worn out. Typically what you would have to do is you would have to turn off your steam system, which means you shut down your boilers, you let everything cool down, you come over here, you take this control off, then you have to take another wrench and you have to take this off, and you have to be very careful that when you're taking this off that you don't strip it out. This is brass, and a lot of times as people go to grab it with a wrench, right away, since the brass is softer, they end up stripping it out, and it's very difficult to get this stem off. So they invented a stem puller. The point of it being that you can leave your system on, so you don't have to wait for your system to make steam again. You can keep the rest of the building warm, and you could work on one area. Now, on this particular radiator, with this particular setup, because we're blocked in right here, with the size of this, we obviously wouldn't be able to use this insert puller. But most areas, you're not blocked in, so you're able to use this. And the way that it works is you would take off your thermostatic control. You would then screw this on to where the control goes. These both being the same size, okay? And as you got that screwed on, you would make sure that this was pulled all the way out, all right? And you make sure that your drain cock here is closed. You make sure that your ball valve is running parallel with your insert puller, so that means that we are open on the inside, and we would push this all the way in, and as we push it in, this would go up against our stem, and you could see the little lines around the stem base right there. They lock in right there. Now, it's important to note that before you do this, once you've taken off your control, you should take a wrench and try to slightly break free this stem, just because it may be frozen a little bit, and this tool does not have enough torque to be able to do that. Now, as you get that, then you can turn the stem out, okay? Now, as you're doing this, you won't see any of this. This is all enclosed, okay? We have this wide open, and now what is happening is we're getting steam that is going to start filling this chamber. Okay, so as we take this and we open it all the way and we get it loose from there, we pull it all the way through. So once I have this fully extended, then I close my ball valve. Now, you can see in there, it's closed. As I close that ball valve, I've trapped the steam in the radiator. Now, with it trapped in the radiator, and I have this out, I cannot unscrew this yet in order to get to my stem until I open up the drain cock. And when I do that, what I'm doing is I'm letting out that excess steam or condensate that we have trapped in here. So that way I don't get any blowback, I don't get a steam burn or anything like that. As I do that, I make sure that once I release it, I close this back up, because I will need it closed for when I put the stem back in. So now, and hopefully with a glove on, you take this off, as it will be very hot. And as we remove that, we have our old stem. We take that out, we grab a new stem, we put it in, we come over here, we screw this back on, and this has an O-ring in it. So when we do that, it will seal. We make sure that our drain cock is sealed. We open up our ball valve. So now we've let steam and condensate back in here. We push this all the way through. We tighten it until it's back on and we can't take it any further. Once that happens, and that's now back in place over here, then we take a wrench and we slightly tighten it again. Again, be careful with the brass around here, not to strip it, and then we apply our control back on, and we never had to turn off the steam, we never had to lose heat in our building, and we don't have to worry about firing the boiler back up.